Because here's the thing. I saw a video of hers where she was doing an Aretha Franklin song, right?
Yep.
Right. Yep. And she had the dark hair, and so now she looks completely different, but the voice is the same.
Oh yeah, still always there, no matter how I change.
Well, welcome to our show.
Woo, I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
We're gonna have a blast because I know you look like you're a person that loves to have a good time, and I
Oh
do too. And I talk all the time and never shut up.
yeah, I'm always a good time wherever you bring me. Bring the party with.
You know who you remind me of? I have when you talk like that. I have a younger cousin. You come watch her looks, and you make the face that she makes Alicia. Like you look at her, you got her little cheeks, and you make those faces like she makes. So Lily, if you're watching there, here's Charlie. Introduce you to Charlie. So there you go, Alicia. Okay, so Charlie, tell me about that's the first thing that we notice about you is that your hair color. Why this particular hair color?
Well, I was always in love with a band called Paramore, and she had fiery red hair, and it was just like a thing my entire life. Janis Joplin, fiery red hair. All these lead singers had big red hair, and so I was like, you know what? Shot because I've always wanted to dye my hair color. And red was just orange was the one that stuck. It was the one that just brought me out. So
Really? Well, you know, it suits you. It suits you.
oh, thanks. I think it brings out my personality.
It does. It does. But Brother said you were talking about Haley Williams
From Paramore.
Yeah.
from Paramore. From Paramore. Yeah. Okay. Okay. See, we know some stuff.
Oh yeah.
Right. Rihanna knows some stuff. She keeps me relevant.
Mhm.
So Charlie, tell me how you made your journey into music. What brought you into this space? Because it can be really tough.
Yeah, well, for me it was soul. It was all about soul and blues. That's where it was. That's where I found my path. That energy. It was the telling the story. That's what really brought me into it. And so there was really no doubt, as soon as I could hit some of those notes in any Etta James song, any Aretha Franklin song, I was like, this is what I got. This is what I want. And so, of course I found rock music later, whatever, but for most of it all starts with that soul. That's where I found. It was all that Motown and I found all my passion for it right there.
Listen, you blew me away. You blew my mind, honestly. When I heard you singing the Aretha Franklin song, which I hope you will grace us with that sometime this afternoon.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that, but I can sure try. I can pull
I
it
mean,
up.
I want people to hear you. I mean, sing that, and then your song with Pink Boa Man.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
okay. Those are that's like my favorite.
I'm sure
And
we can
I,
make that happen.
but you got to explain the title, Pink Boa Man. You got to explain that one to me.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Well, it's an interesting song because a lot of my songs are a lot more emotional,
Yes.
um, or like psychedelic. Even like I really dive into all kinds of topics. But Pink Boa Man, it was so fun. It was just such a lighthearted song about not only what I'm attracted to as a person, but as like just people expressing themselves freely. So being a Pink Boa Man is just you're very comfortable in your femininity as a man. And so I just wrote about that. I like men that are comfortable with themselves and to be themselves. So I just thought we needed an anthem for the androgynous men. I just did. I like the pretty ones. What can I say?
I love that. I would have that never crossed my mind in 1,000 years. I was like, where did that come from? Yeah. But now the Pink Boa Man, men who are, they want to dress like that or whatever.
Yeah.
You're never gonna have a relationship with one, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just that's why it's all about the imagination aspect of it.
Okay.
So it's like it was inspired by like Prince and the Rocky Horror Picture Show and all of these
Really?
like characters, stage characters. People,
Uh-huh.
they put on a persona, and I want to have some of that persona. I think part of that song, I'm like, I kind of want to have that thing that makes people go, "What is she doing? What are they doing? What is he doing?" So Pink Boa Man,
But
just
you
take
know
it.
what? But you know what? You spoke of people like Prince. Prince was super talented and his voice was amazing.
Yes.
And then let's talk about like Lady Gaga. When Lady Gaga first came out, she did the whole like gimmicky costume thing, and
Yeah.
then and so I didn't pay her any attention at first. But then when she broke it all down and she took all that stuff off, she has an amazing voice. And so I don't ever
Mhm.
want you to get your voice lost with all that other stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think expressing yourself comes first.
Mm-hmm.
Um and people do get caught up in the way you look. Like I know people get caught up in the way I look sometimes, but you have to make up for it. You got to be like, "Okay, yes, but this is my soul. This is the reason why I look this way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is what I sound like. You know, pay attention to what I'm saying."
But and see that this is a great conversation because I always say for me, I can't get to the voice with all the other stuff on. So I want to see the real you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's definitely a time and place. I think there's an area for both.
Yeah,
But
because see
I see where you're
when I checked you out when I saw you doing the Aretha Franklin song and then I listened to your other music, then I said, okay, now I get it. Now I get her because your voice is like so powerful and it's so clean and it's just crisp and it's just there. It's just you. It's not hard. You're not straining. It's just easy for you. And
yeah.
that's what I call true talent.
I mean, it's also just a lot of trying to figure out how to make those sounds. Like trying to figure out how to, because at first, whenever you hear Aretha Franklin and you're a kid, the first thing you want to try is trying to hit those crazy notes. So
Yeah.
you learn to not strain, you know. It's like a lot of work. Like I'm just thinking about how funny it was, how I used to sound, but
well,
it was a journey.
Well, you sound amazing. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Now, do you come from a musical background, a musical family at all?
My biological parents were musical. They didn't take it as seriously as I did. Just little piano things around the house. We'd sit and play the piano. They played a lot of country music growing up. And then when I was adopted, my parents have no talent at all when it comes to music. As much as my mother would love to have some capability to sing, she can't. That's just how it is. She's very supportive, but most of it was I found it.
Okay. What does she think about when she's listening to her daughter sing? What does she think about just watching you sing? How does
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you know what? No, I know she's the most supportive, and she knows that I'm crazy for a reason, and I'm very up there on stage. Like I will say everything with confidence. I'll run across the stage. I'll do crazy stuff on stage, and she just thinks that I'm great and amazing and beautifully talented. She's always supported me. It's just so cool. Like I wish every musical mom was like that. You know, the just constant love.
I think every mom is proud of their kids, no matter what they're doing. If they're doing something positive, that pride is just always there. I can imagine her being a stage mom and standing off stage and seeing you're like, I can't believe this is my kid doing this, and you're just.
Yeah.
What's the largest crowd that you've ever performed in front of thus far?
I think it was the Seafood Festival this last year.
Okay.
I played right before the Marshall Tucker Band, and there was a few thousand people stacked in that place, and it was so cool because it was my hometown, and I was like, oh my god, there's so many people. And I ate that stage up too. I was wearing this crazy glittery costume I bought from Goodwill for like $8. Everybody loved it. They were like, did you make that? No. And I was like running around like a little disco ball. It was great. I entertained like thousands of people for fun. It was great. Good time.
How is it performing in like broad daylight? Because I know when you're performing, it's cool when the lights are down and you can't see their faces. But when it's daytime and you're seeing every face and they're seeing you, what was that like for you?
Well, mostly my little trick, listen, this is a top secret. I don't look at anyone, and I look over the crowd as if I'm being bossy to some person, but I'm not looking anybody in the eye. I'm looking at a building. I'm looking at the ground. I'm not looking at a single person, and I'm just acting as if I would in my room.
Oh my God. Are you afraid that if you make eye contact that you may lose what you're doing on stage?
No, it like I just my thought process whenever I make eye contact with somebody was like, oh God, they're staring at me. Okay. Just go somewhere else. Move away.
But I get it because I'm the same way. When I have to go and stand up somewhere and speak, I look over people. I look over you
Yeah.
because I can't make eye contact because it's gonna freak me out. So
Yeah,
I
it's like
can't
you're
do it.
not allowed to perceive me. You're not allowed to see me. You're not allowed to know what I am.
Oh my God! So you mean to tell me that you have really gone to you thrift shop? So you've gone to thrift shops and you purchase your costumes, your whatever you're gonna perform
Yeah.
in?
Yeah, I upcycle a lot of stuff. I don't really like to buy new stuff because I don't know if you know, but like we're just making too much clothes. There's too much going in the landfills and it's too pricey. It's too expensive. So, as a broke musician who cares about like what's going on in the world, the thrift store is where you go. Even though, some of them the money doesn't go to the right place or whatever, you're still buying used clothes. So like I cut a lot of stuff up. I wore I'll wear like costumes from like the Halloween section and nobody knows the difference.
Really?
Yeah, like nobody will know. They're like, "Oh my god, where'd you get that? Like how much money?" And I was like, $8. You just got to sew the inside so it doesn't rip.
See, you're creative and you're great with that. See, for me, I'm not good with my hands. I mean, I have ideas of what I like, and then I have to get somebody else to do them to implement them because I can't do them.
Yeah, sometimes I get my mom in on it too. It's a whole thing. I'm like, "Okay, listen, we need hot glue, sewing. We need to learn how to do that." She's like, "Girl, the show is tomorrow." I'm like, "I don't care. This is foolproof."
You're already a superstar. When you can boss people around, you're already a superstar. It is what it is. What it
She
is.
lets me.
Because I read somewhere that you said you're not in it for the fame or the money or the notoriety. Like I said, so what? Why are you doing this?
It's more of this is what I am. It's a reflex. Like I'm going to make this music if there's 10,000 people watching or if there's 0 people watching. I'm putting 110% in on that stage, not only for the crowd but for myself. This is an
Mhm.
expression of who I am. This is like it's not like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm just going to choose to do this." Like I feel like in my head there is no choice. This is it. This is all I got. This is what I was made to do. So it's not, I don't get up every day or write a song thinking, "Oh yes, a crowd is going to love this." I'm writing it because it's what's literally happening.
Now,
And
I'm a firm believer because like I said, I heard your music. I know I read some of your story. I think that you are going to be one of the best new artists of 2023. Now,
oh,
as that grows for you, how are you going to handle that? Because you're going to have to switch gears up just a little bit.
yeah, well, I don't know if that will happen. A lot of
Yes,
people are
it will.
I'm already seeing signs of like little fan groups happening
Uh
and
huh. Uh huh.
I'm just gonna take it with stride. Like I've done everything in my life. I've had a lot of crazy ups and downs as a young kid. A lot of crazy stuff has happened. I don't think it can get crazier. So I
Oh
think,
God, don't say that. Don't
just
never
take
say
it. Well, you don't know the whole thing. Like it's like there's a whole story. Like I don't want to get into it, but I
that.
feel like fans are not gonna be the worst thing that happens. So I'm just gonna take it one day at a time, and I'll figure it out. Like just take a deep breath and it'll happen. Just let things happen. That's just how I do it.
And can I ask you how old you are, Charlie?
I'm 19.
She's 19. Okay. That right there, and I kind of knew that. That's why I wanted her to tell you guys. At 19, there's that kind of wide-eyed, um, naive that we all go through
Yeah.
sometimes. But I understand. I know you've gone through some stuff, so that alone has probably made you a lot more mature than other people your age.
Yeah. Like I went up through a lot of trauma growing up as a
Mhm,
kid.
mhm.
So there's always a joke of Charlie's 35 secretly. She's not actually 19 because I know how the world works and I know that it's brutal and abrasive, especially being in this scene, in the music
Yeah,
scene.
yeah.
I know the reality of stuff and I know things can get worse. I know things can get better. but mostly like just everything just hits the fan at all times. So yeah, it changes your perspective growing up. I never really had that Care Bears unicorns. I always just expected the worst, which is like so sad.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
But
because it's kind of like you're stealing your innocence. Because kids should
yeah,
have their innocence for a long time, as long as they can anyway.
yeah. Well, I think it turned out okay because the way I choose to express myself with like my hair and my clothes, I think that's my inner child. And I think that's her, doing her thing and being able to be a part of me instead of being just one part of my life. She's going to be here forever. And I don't know, I think it turned out into like a beautiful little full circle moment.
Yeah. I always say, I said, God has His reasons and His plans. He will remove you from certain circumstances or people, just in order for your light to shine, for you to get more focused on what He wants you to do. That's how I look at things. Yeah, yeah. So I can relate. You lost someone. I mean, I would tell everybody too. I lost my husband like 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago. You know, kind of unexpectedly. So you have to deal with that. That changes your perspective on certain things. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it definitely does.
I get it. But you know what? When I watch you on stage and performing, you feel like you don't have. There's nothing on your shoulders, nothing bothering you at all. How do you gear yourself up for a performance?
Well, it's like that persona we were talking about.
Mhm.
Um that's what it is, but it's very much me. I'm not, faking it or anything.
Yeah, we don't want you to do that on stage. We never
Yeah,
want you to fake it.
it's like yeah, it's like there's a time and place. I've figured. I said this earlier too, but there's a time and place. Like I can feel those things later, but right now I have something to do, and I need to take all of the emotions, good or bad, and put them into this one entity and put this into this one performance. So then I can really sell, who I am. And I don't know, like you just have to kind of compress it and make something better out of it. That's just how I see.
Do you find that's your outlet for you? If you didn't have music, what else would you do besides music, just to have an outlet?
Well, I paint.
Do you
I
now?
like to paint a little bit. There's actually 12 works of art for this next album, one for each song, because I paint too. And I do poetry. So any form of arts I've always loved. Any form of
Seriously, seriously. Did you always know, even when you were younger, that you were going to be some kind of creative, doing some type of art?
Oh my god, are you kidding me? They couldn't get like a Crayola marker out of my hand. I was always singing and dancing and coloring, and god, there was nowhere where like I would just put sunshine in every part of my life because I felt like it was getting sucked out so fast, I think. So I was always making something or doing something because it's just my release.
Oh, wow. How? Okay, so because you started off by saying you're a soul. I mean, you sing from your soul, or you feel it in your soul. How would you describe yourself as a musical artist? Would you say you're an R&B artist or pop artist, country, funk? What? Who's Charlie Pace?
Well, that's a very fun question because we still don't know where I fall because I make punk and metal on the side, but I
Uh-huh.
also make like folk songs and funk songs and blues
You
and
do, yeah.
pop, and I pretty much do everything. So I'm the everything genre. Um I'll do anything with a little bit of soul. So,
She'll do anything with a little bit of soul.
yeah.
I
I'm
find it interesting. What I'm fast discovering lately is that there are a lot of metal artists that they connect soul to their music, and
mhm.
I like that is so interesting to me.
And funk.
They did, yep, and funk, yep, yep.
Yeah, like Red Hot Chili Peppers. Well, they're not really
Mhm,
metal, but they have a lot of funk lines. They're a
yep.
rock band.
Mhm.
System of a Down, a lot of those rhythms, a lot of those, bass parts, funky. Like Corn is a good one. I could keep going. Like there's like so many that like incorporate soul and funk. It's all connected.
Because it was so funny because when Marlene first mentioned you to me, and I was checking you out, and I thought immediately that you were a blues singer. And then when I heard you, I was like, yeah, sort of. I sort of hear it, but to me, I mean, your soul is just, I mean, it goes through me. It just I can't explain it exactly, but I'm just like enamored when you're singing. Because like it's coming from her. Okay.
That's
Okay.
the fun part, I think. I truly like I can there's something for everybody, I think, that I
Uh-huh.
do.
Uh-huh. It
And
is.
that's just so cool. Like, you find my soul, and then somebody the other day was like, I thought you were a pop artist. And then the other day somebody was like, I thought you just did punk. Like, I see you as a punk person. And so like there's so many different groups know me as different things.
You remind me of a Joss Stone. You know Joss Stone,
No.
musician Joss Stone. You got to check her out because you
Yeah,
she's from
dude.
England, but she's got when she opens up her mouth, it's like blonde hair, blue eyes, but also
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Also
she,
all the
yeah, she's crazy good, and you are just as good, if not better, than her. It's unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable. So your next project, you're going to be working with Nesbitt. Who is that?
Ray Nesbitt.
Ray Nesbitt. Yeah. Now he's a blues singer, right?
I don't know. He's not a blues singer.
Okay.
Ray Nesbitt, he's like he's my bestie. He's my best friend. I love him. He does a Floyd Nation cover band thing. It's a crime because they're so good because they cover the songs so well. He plays guitar, mixes and masters all of my music. Yeah, he helps me genre bend quite often.
He helps you genre bend. That's a new one. Okay. Okay. So what? So you're working on a new album. So what can we look forward on this new album that you're doing?
Well, I'm kind of want to go back to my roots a little bit with that funk and that soul,
Oh.
but like write it in my new way because I am finding my sound.
Okay.
So adding that alternative swing into
Yeah.
soul and blues would be
Okay.
kind of
I
cool.
like that. I like it. I like it. I think I'm gonna love that one. I can't wait to hear what you come up with. I really can. Yeah.
I'm excited too.
What has been your best experience thus far in music? What has been your best and your worst experience?
Oh my god, those two things. Woo! Woo! I don't even know what. Oh god, I don't even know. My best experience. I don't I have no clue what my best experience has been. I think the best experience has it's just been getting off the stage and having people love it. I think that's the best experience of it all is one day you go from people not really caring whether or not you're on that stage to people chasing you down afterwards to ask who you are. I think that's been the coolest experience so far. The worst experience,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna make it a group thing again.
Okay.
Is um my musicians in my bands having those go in and out and having weird people be in my bands and like mostly dudes being like weird and like just bossy or just having to kick people out just that mostly that's the worst part of it all. It's just like finding the right people you groove with.
So so how do you go about doing that? So you don't have the right people just yet, or is your band now in sync? It's complete now.
Oh, we're getting closer and closer. I think we just need to add people now. I think that's where we are with the Charlie Pace band.
Okay.
Cam, we're like trying out a drummer or whatever, but I don't think a band is truly ever done evolving.
Okay.
I think I'm the most stable member ever because I'm always there in those bands and I'm never gonna leave. Like those are this is my stuff.
Okay. Right. Right. Fair.
But I don't think bands will ever truly be set ever, and that's just how it is. Like,
When you think about like old school bands, something like a Earth, Wind and Fire, they were together forever.
yeah,
And yeah, and so do you see yourself having a band like that and just being stable forever like that? They made
God, I'd love that. I'd love for that to happen. It's such a rare, beautiful instance. I like can't wait for that to happen if it ever does in my lifetime.
oh Charlie, you're only 19. It will happen. It
Oh
will
my
happen.
gosh, you don't know how many band members I've been through. It's been so bad. I don't know if it's me or them.
I was just gonna ask you. I was just gonna ask you. Is it you or is it them? Or is
Yeah,
it
am I like secretly like a terrible band leader or something? That's like always a question. I'm like, am I just mean? Am I wrong?
Have you ever asked when someone says, I'm going to leave the band? Have you ever said, can you tell me why? You because you want to know. So that would be a fair
Well,
question.
sometimes they don't end like I'm gonna leave, goodbye, peace and love. It's like I'm leaving, fire. Or like I kick them out, they did something. And it's like
I can't imagine you kicking anyone out and being the boss lady, but I know you have to.
it has to happen sometimes.
It has to. It,
Sometimes.
so I'm going to ask you this question: what was one of the reasons why you got rid of a band member? You don't have to say that. I don't want you to say their name. Just what was the reason?
Well, a lot of it is commitment.
Okay.
Like if you're not committed and I can't make you come to practices, like
Mhm.
I can't do it. Like I'm not putting an
Yeah.
effort. I'm not gonna call you up like you're a toddler and like force you to come to band practice. Not happening. The weirdest one is like one guy like kissed me on the cheek and kept calling me sweetie and baby. And I'm
Oh.
like, I'm your boss. Don't do
Oh.
that. Don't.
Oh.
So I kicked him out because of that. And then another one, it was a little bit more personal, but he was doing some weird stuff and it didn't go with the ideology of the punk band
Okay. Okay.
or me just in general. I would have kicked him out if he was in the other band too.
Mhm,
I don't
mhm.
want to get into that, but I kicked him out because of that. It's just like, it's not hard to be in my band. Just saying, if anybody's watching this, it's not hard. Be a good person and play an instrument. That's all I really ask.
Okay, so what band members do you have? What instruments are playing in your band? What do you have?
All right,
There's a
so
drummer I know.
we have Vinny Chili on
Okay.
guitar, lead guitar. And then we have Tony. I don't want to mess up his last name. Espinosa. I think it's Espinosa. If
Okay.
it's wrong, I'm sorry, Tony. He's on drums. Um, he's gonna punch me in the face. And then we have my best friend Sean Perry. He's also in Cam. He's in my punk band too. So
Okay, so let me be clear. You have two separate bands.
hmm
You do.
yes, I do.
Okay, why?
I mean, Charlie Pace music, the solo stuff is a little bit easier to market than punk and metal.
Okay.
So the metal band, it was like the punk band really wasn't like I didn't know it was gonna last this long because I started it in high school for
Okay.
fun
Okay.
with my best friend Anna
Mhm.
and her little brother Anthony,
Okay.
and we started playing music like literally outside because we weren't allowed to play it inside, and we were just having fun playing this loud music because I've always loved loud music. I've
Okay.
always loved punk music. And so we just started the side band and then we started playing shows and now we have this whole other side band. Um yeah, so we keep changing band members over there because it's hard to keep a high school band alive.
There you go.
But
Okay, now that makes sense. Okay.
yeah, but the Charlie Pace band plays more shows and I get paid more there,
Uh-huh.
so I keep that alive because I'm broke. And I love it, and I love it too. I love my original music. Go rah 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 rah. Woohoo!
Do you ever think that you'll just go completely solo with no band or anything? Do you ever think that will happen for you?
I've played solo shows.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. I really don't know what's in the cards for me. I think I can do anything, and I could do it with a band, or I could do it by myself. It doesn't matter. All I know is I'm not gonna stop playing. So don't
If
worry.
if you were to compare yourself to, and I know you don't have to do that, but if you were to compare yourself to an artist out today, who would that be?
uh, let me see.
No,
Well, everybody always says that I sound like Haley Williams, but I know it's just because they're my friends.
uh-huh.
So I don't know who I would say I was. Or like related to. I'm not really quite sure.
Mhm.
I guess.
Well,
Ugh.
I think as you get further along in your career, you'll figure out who your I guess who, I mean who I guess who's your twin from another parent would be. That's what I call them.
No,
I guess that's what I would say.
yeah, I'm not quite sure. I don't think I've listened to enough music yet, if that's even possible, because I can't stop listening to it. I listen to so much every day, new artists every day, and I haven't.
What do you think about today's music? If you're thinking about like old school music versus today's music, which is your preference?
I think both are good
Mm-hmm.
for different reasons. Modern music, it depends what you find. If you're finding top 40 charts, I don't
Mm-hmm.
really like what's on the top 40, and that's just me.
Oh, wow.
But I think nowadays it's wonderful because we have the internet and
Mm-hmm.
we can look up all these underground bands from all over
Mm-hmm.
the place.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you win there. Older music, obviously, a lot of it was more homemade. It didn't have auto tune as much,
There
like
you go.
all that crazy stuff yet. So I think they're both. I think I'm gonna go with older music just simply because it inspired the new music.
Way to go. Good choice. Good choice.
Sorry, I talk a lot. I'm thinking out loud here.
No. I because when you sing, I can feel that vibe, that old school vibe that
Yeah.
you have, and you just kind of put your own spin on it, which I think is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, I think, we really do need to study the older music to make more genuine music now.
Say that again. I want people to hear you say it again.
Yeah, not saying like you can't make new music and make it sound new, but we need that soul. We need the old stuff. Like keep passing it through and see what else it can
There
create.
you go. Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Because when people tell me that they're a pop artist, and I asked this question before, I said, "What does pop mean to you?" And I guess they just say it's just popular music. Okay, so it's just popular, but does it speak to my heart? Does it make me want to get up and move or do something? What is it? It just have to be popular. I want something. I like music that talks to me,
Yeah.
and that's what I think you deliver.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's always the goal. That's that when the song I do what connects to me, and I hope it connects to other people.
Yeah. For me, see, growing up, I always thought that was music. That's what it was supposed to do. So then when I started, you get older, and then you start the hip hop comes along, and you're like, okay. Now I'm going to be honest. I'll tell anybody, I'm okay with old school hip hop, but the new stuff, I don't know what the heck it is. I don't.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff happening. I would like to say, well, Tyler the Creator doesn't really call himself hip hop, but I really like what he's doing with that sound, in his lyrics. So if you ever get a chance, like Tyler the Creator and what he's doing
Oh,
in
Tyler the Creator. Okay.
yeah, the hip hop rap genre, what
Okay.
it's so weird to call him that because he does so much more.
Okay.
I think that is a cool thing because he's taken a lot of older influences,
Okay.
but also doing his own thing. And I think music like that, just rebirth things in all genres.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of that. When I hear something new, but it has that like old school vibe to it, and I know it, that's when you get my attention.
Yeah,
Is when you have that old school vibe to it. Now let's all be honest. Diddy is known for that. That's how he got to build his fortune off of. He would take these old school beats and he would turn them into something new. And that, I think that was super. Everybody was like, when he first came out, they was like, oh, he's just copying so and so, so and so. But he was smart in what he was doing. He made millions off of doing that.
Yeah, because we're at the point now as musicians that a lot has happened in musical history. Like people, like music hasn't really been around for that long if you really think about it. Like we have 100 years of popular radio music, I think, from 1900s or whatever that was streaming. So now we need to start redoing the cycle here. We're getting stuck on like this weird capitalist sound, popular music,
like you talking about that auto tune thing, right? And
mass media, weird stuff. It's weird. It's not even real.
It's not music.
It's not real anymore.
There you go.
It needs to be real.
See, it is so great hearing this from from a younger person, because someone like me says, I was like, oh, you're just old school anyway, so whatever. But to hear, because I love watching all of the award shows, the Grammys, the American Music Awards, and I can remember loving watching these music shows because the music that they would play and they received awards for, I think were just. I don't think that what they're getting awards for now is really just, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just, like you said, it's just popular. So because it's popular does not mean it's good.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even about the music. It's about people voting for the person.
Yeah.
Because they like whatever the person's doing. You know, if the person's like smoking or drinking or partying, they're like, "Ooh, yeah, let me vote for that one." Like, why? They're wearing the most bland thing. They're not saying anything in their music. Like, what are they doing? They're just standing there.
Yeah,
they're just
either they're not saying anything, or they're cursing, or they're using derogatory language, which is a turn off to me in general. Okay, I can take a couple of derogatory words. I'm cool with that. But if every other word is something, the B word or this word, no, I'm not. I'm not, because you're not talking to me. I can't relate to that.
Yeah, like you need to, if you're gonna use those words, use them to express what you're saying, not to just say things at me.
Yeah, and that becomes the whole song. Then that becomes the whole song. So you're not saying anything to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you ever like do anything hip hop at all?
I'm not against it. If I'm being honest, I'm not against it. I don't know if like I'd rap or anything, but I feel like I do some cool R&B singing, and then I would like to do like a collab. That'd be kind of cool.
Who would you like to collab with? Because when you said that, I was sitting here thinking that you would do a really good collab with Chris Brown. I don't know why it came to me, but I just thought that.
Maybe that, or Kendrick Lamar's a new one, and I really like what he's doing.
Really? Okay.
He's doing a lot of political stuff, and I like. Yeah, I like that. I don't know if you'd ever be interested in like a singy track. I haven't really listened to enough of his music to know 100% everything he does.
I see with him, I listen like this with like one ear open. I'm like, let me hear if I really get this. I know people love him. I'm not saying anything negative against him. I just got to really, I haven't got the feel of him just yet. So I don't know. I'm still out on him. I think that people love him for some reason. Maybe I'm just too old to relate. I don't know.
I'm not quite sure, but I think he might be cool. Or like SZA, she does some really cool stuff. She's more like R&B.
Okay.
I like that's there. Oh my God, Lauryn Hill.
Oh, now you're talking something right there.
Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
100% Lauryn Hill.
Yeah. Okay. What about Lizzo?
Oh yeah, I would love to do a song with Lizzo. Lizzo's like the best.
Really? Okay.
I think she's cool. Like her body positivity. Like I don't really go for her music all the time because it is so positive. And I'm edgy. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But Lizzo's so cool. I love what she's doing. Like her flute, that's so cool. She's like,
oh my God. You know what? I am just recently becoming a fan of hers. When I first, and I get the whole body positivity thing. I get that, but okay, I'm gonna be honest. When she first came out and she was doing like the whole new thing or whatever, no, just not my thing. But the more I listen to her music, I like her. I think she's really cool.
Yeah, I think she's
really cool.
I think she's really, changing music. I think she's she's opening new doors, and I like her.
And because now, see, this is what I said at the beginning of our conversation, is that I think she was doing a lot of the whole new stuff. In my opinion, I get you were saying body positivity, but I also think it's because to garner attention. Look at me. Okay, so now once I'm looking at you, what are you going to give me? What are you giving back to me so that I want to stay tuned into you? And so that's what I think. So now I've seen her a couple of times. Lizzo, she's dressed pretty decently. Everything is not hanging all out for me to see. And so now I can focus on her voice and her message. Yeah, which is what I'm loving now.
Yeah, I mean, Miley Cyrus did the same thing. She showed a lot of skin and it got people's attention.
She did.
And then she released a really good, like, rock inspired, like, aesthetic album.
Yeah, she did.
Which was beautiful, and I loved a lot, like all of those songs. So I think a lot of those artists, especially if you blow up really fast, a lot of skin shown. You do what's popular, you wear what's popular, just to get it out there.
Would you ever cross that line to say, I want to get people to know me, so I'm going to wear some really outrageous, attire or anything? Would you ever do anything like that just to get your name more recognizable?
I don't think I do it to get my name more recognizable. More of I just do it because I am.
Okay.
Like I wear weird stuff all the time, not really so much revealing stuff. Well, maybe that's what Lizzo and Miley Cyrus were doing. They're just wearing whatever they felt like they wanted to. But I don't know. I never do it for other people, but in the
Would you
future,
do it? Would you not do it because your mother would probably kill you?
nah. Nah, nah. My mama, nah. Don't worry about. She's more risky than I'll ever be.
Really?
I love her, but like that woman, she's fierce. Okay. I
Wow.
feel like she's definitely been like, Charlie, if you want to show more skin, you can. Like, it's okay. You can do it. And I was like, no.
Oh my goodness. Go mom. Wow.
I love her though. Like she's not saying show it all because she definitely agrees, a little bit's okay.
Yeah. Leave the biggest to the imagination. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, she's like, you can leave to the imagination, but you can definitely show more. You don't have to be so conservative.
Oh my god. No, I'm not gonna say I'm conservative, but I mean I just don't want to see where you're gonna give birth from. I mean, really, that's my whole thing.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever be comfortable walking around half naked. I don't think that's really my thing. I don't think
that's not who you are. That's not who you are. So,
Nah, I'm good. Well,
I'm gonna jump back a little bit. What was it like for you when you first changed your hair color? When you saw yourself in the mirror for the first time, what was that like for you?
I feel like I woke up. Like I literally was like, oh my God, there she is. There I am. Well, because my entire life I had this long, beautiful brown hair, and I was beautiful.
Yeah, you were with that. Yeah,
it was traditional, and I walked around, and I always felt like I was, I didn't look right. I never thought I looked correct, and so orange. I was like, hey.
Sometimes it's something about that dark hair that it makes you feel a little dark in the inside.
Yeah,
And I did that too. I told my daughter, I was like, I gotta get my hair done, come to think of it. And she says, I'm gonna do the platinum thing. And she was like, huh? I was like, yeah. It's just something about I want to just get that out there. And the first time I tell you, I looked in the mirror, I was like, damn, you're cute.
They were just so much for people because it's like if you're a colorful person, you want that on your hair.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Now, see, you're both because I don't know if I could ever do the orange thing. Yeah,
I think you'd look good. I think you'd pull it off.
I think my mother would say, "What's wrong with your hair?" Because she was like, your sister told me that you changed your hair color because she was used to seeing me with the blonde stuff all the time, and I was like, yeah. And so I was like, she's not gonna like it. She said, send me a picture. So I sent her a picture. And she was like, I like it. I was like, you do? Because that's just not you.
Sometimes you just have to trust your instincts because everybody around me was like, don't dye your hair, Charlie. Don't do it. Oh my God, you're gonna hate it.
Yeah.
Did it? And then everybody was like, there you are.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I saw you. I can't imagine you with dark hair anymore. I couldn't. I think your personality would just change. And I was like, that's not Charlie.
Yeah, it's not me anymore. Like I dyed my hair one color. I was planning on like changing the colors a lot. I dyed it one color, and now everybody's like, yep, this is just what she looks like for the rest of her life. Marketing team was like, this is who she is.
That really is. I can't. Don't go back to dark hair. Don't go to purple hair. Don't go to yellow hair. Oh my God, don't do yellow hair. Yeah, that's it. She's like, I'm a hot, what do you call it? You're not a redhead, so you're orange.
I mean, neon ginger.
How long does it take when you go to get your hair? How long does that take? What's the process like for you?
I mean, I go to, oh my gosh.
Nicole. So one of my viewers said she loves the hair. She said, I love her hair.
Yeah. I go to Nicole at Moon. She's gonna hate that I don't know the name of her salon, but it's in one of those like plazas. And it takes like 4 or 5 hours, I think.
Oh shoot! Okay.
Like this part. Well, she does a very precise job, but then I touch my hair up at home with Good Dye Young and the color Riot.
Okay.
Feel My Sunshine. I mix those up together. And then a red color for my bangs called Rock Lobster from Good Dye Young. And it takes me a good hour to do it by myself.
Oh God. Okay, you guys have been listening to Charlie Pace. I said I want her to. I hope she comes on and sing for me. Are you ready to do the song for us? And
Yeah. Are we doing both Chain of Fools and Pink Boa Man?
if you feel comfortable doing both of them, please feel free.
Well, let me just pull up Chain of Fools, see if I can make it happen.
Okay, because you guys, she's gonna blow your mind when you hear this. I mean, I was just like, oh, I don't know what. I was just so taken aback. I was like, is she really singing that, or is that a recording? That's what I was. What? No, but that's her
Oh
voice.
yeah, it's me.
It's her. It's her beautiful voice. It's a beautiful. Anytime you're ready, just let me know.
All right.
Oh, she's got the guitar and everything.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah! Without any further ado, guys, here's Charlie Pace.
Let's see if I can get it pulled up correct. Because I gotta scroll. All right. Chain, chain, chain. Your chain of fools. Your chain, chain, chain. Your chain of fools. For 5 long years, I thought you were my man. But I found out now I'm just a link in your chain. Oh, oh, you keep me where you want me. I ain't nothing but your fool. You treat me mean, oh Lord, you treat me cruel. You chain, chain, chain. You chain of fools. You chain, chain, chain. You chain of fools. Oh, every chain has got a weak link. And I'm a big weak child, Lord, but I'll give you strength. Oh, oh. You tell me to leave you alone. My father said, come on home. My doctor said, take it easy. Oh, but your loving is much too strong. I'm at it too, your chain, chain, chain. Your chain of fools. Your chain, chain, chain. Your chain of fools. Oh, one of these mornings, the chain is gonna break. But up until then, yeah, I'm gonna take all I can take. Hey, Lord, your chain, chain, chain. Your chain of fools. Your chain, chain, chain. Your chain of fools. Your chain, chain, chain. Your chain, chain, chain. Your chain, chain, chain. Your chain of fools.
Woo! Oh my God, that was so good. I'm sitting here. I think I'm kind of making the facial expression like, oh my God, that was so good. That was
Thank you.
So good. Oh my God, and you're doing all the guitar. Let me see. Somebody said, "Baby, sing the blues," and then she said, "Snap, snap, snap, lighter." So yeah,
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh my God, that is so good. Okay, so now Charlie's gonna go and she's gonna change it up a little bit, and she's gonna do Pink Boa Man.
Yes.
And so now you guys get to see her range and what she does.
Yeah, my originals.
There you go.
If I remember how to play it. Oof. Got a hand cramp. All right. And I promised myself there would never be another blue eyes. But in my defense, he got bi-colored eyes, and he knows he can hypnotize. Oh, Pink Boa Man. Won't you hold my hand? Pink boa man, won't you hold my hand? You can call him Frankenfurter, he's the creature of the night. I don't know why, but I want him in my life. A figment of my imagination, but maybe he will come to life if I just close my eyes. What? Pink boa man, won't you hold my hand? Pink boa man, won't you hold my hand? I love the way his eyeliner streams down his face, and I love the sound of his jewelry as it sways. Pink boa man, pink boa man, pink boa man, pink boa man, pink boa man. And I think I'm in love, 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 I think I'm in love, and I think I'm in love. And I love the way his eyeliner streams down his face. I love the sound of his jewelry as it sways. No, you're nothing but a figment of my imagination. Dream, can't she?
There you guys. Thank you. Thank you. There is Charlie Pace, you guys. PACE, Charlie Pace. You guys go and check out her music. She's going to tell you right now where you guys can go and find her music. Charlie, it's all yours.
Yes, thank you so much. CharliePaceMusic.com is where you can find my schedule and all of the information about me and my music. You can stream my music, Charlie Pace, everywhere on Spotify, Apple Music, and all that goodness. It's all over the place.
Yes, she is. And you guys are gonna say, I heard her first on the show with Elle. She is going, I'm telling you, 2023 is your year. You are just going up and blowing up. You are amazing. And the fact that she can sit here and on a acoustic guitar and she was on I can't even describe what I felt listening to her. So I can't wait to see her in person when she's sitting right next to me. That was fantastic. Both songs were awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you ever plan to put Chain of Fools on one of your albums, even on this one? Just your version. Would you be able to do that?
Well, there's a live version out on Spotify with some we like uploaded it weird so you can actually hear David Johnson correcting me on some of my parts for Chain of Fools. But it is out there. You can listen to its live sessions. I might re-record it one day, or I might do another Aretha Franklin song. You never know.
Listen, you kill Aretha. I mean, you kill that song.
It's so fun. She like studying the way that she sings is such a good time. I love her.
Oh my God! You know what? You're gonna find you can do everything now, but you're gonna find that sweet spot. And then it's gonna just be amazing. But you've been a fantastic guest today. I hope I didn't bore you. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
I hope I didn't bore you. I feel like I talk so much.
No, of course not. I love it. Listen, you were talking. That means I didn't have to talk so much. Those are the kind of guests that I like.
Because I have a lot to say.
Oh my God! Well, I got an introduction into Charlie Pace, and you have a fan here. And like I said, more people are going to come on, and they'll have comments after they see more of the live. But you've been fantastic today. Thank you so much. Thank you, Marlene, your publicists, your managers. Thank all of you guys for putting this together for Charlie and I to meet. So it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure too.